Michele Alboreto 5th, Nelson Piquet 6th, and Derek Warwick in 7th place.
Nigel Mansell into the pits? No, Nigel Mansell in for a weight check. Formula One imposes minimum weight limits on the two types of car. 540 kilograms for turbo cars and 500 kilograms for their 3.5-litre rivals. Here's Derek Warwick in for checking. 25% of the cars are weighed in each of the two qualifying sessions. Each wheel goes up onto a separate weight pad. Then the car is wheeled away, and at the same time their rear wing dimensions are checked. The driver's then given a piece of paper indicating the total weight of the car and himself, and the driver's weight is subtracted from that total, and if the amount is less than the minimum figure, he's in trouble. Last Sunday in the Portuguese Grand Prix, Gerhard Berger in this very car spun off the course in a strong third position. So he made a mistake, or his tyres went off, did they? No, that's not what happened at all. What actually happened is quite incredible, and I have to take the steering wheel off to show you. Now, inside the cockpit, underneath the steering wheel, there are two buttons. One of them controls the ride height and the other controls the fire extinguisher. Now, what Gerhard meant to do was to hit this button, the ride height. What he actually did, because the course was so bumpy, was to hit the fire extinguisher button. So, the fire extinguisher went off, freezing CO2 gas went all over his legs, froze his right leg, and as a result of that, his foot slipped off the brake pedal and off the course he went. It's as simple as that. Now, for those of you who have been smart enough to spot that number 27 is Michele Alboreto's Ferrari, you are quite right. This week, that is the spare car. Last week, it was number 28, Gerhard Berger's Ferrari. Now, one of the teams that's leapt to the forefront in Grand Prix racing this season is the March team from Bicester with their 3.5-litre V8 Judd engines. They've scored points in the last 6 Grand Prix, and last Sunday in Portugal, Ivan Capelli was a magnificent second. So, let's go and meet March. Now, your drive in Portugal last Sunday was absolutely sensational. How difficult was it for you to catch and to pass Senna?
Yeah, in the beginning I was really excited, because to be in the second row with the two McLaren in the front and have a Berger with me was a really strange situation that never happened to me before. So in the beginning I was really excited, but then when I feel that the car was so good, I start to attack Senna, and I realized that our car was better, but really it was so strange that the car was so quick on the straight. And then I finally attack Senna at the end of the straight and pass him, not easily, but with the norm. I mean, passing another car.
Ian, until last year you were a motor racing journalist, but now you've changed your role completely. And you've put together this tremendously successful, but above all other things, tremendously happy team. How have you done it?
This year, it's almost been made easy because we've got Adrian Newey, who I believe is really a genius, and he's given us something to work around. You can't help be happy working around a car like that with the potential of that. So I don't think it's really anything that I've contributed. I think probably my job is more of a sort of glorified housewife, really, is keeping a nice, clean, calm, working environment that the people with the brains can actually get on and do the job.
Adrian, the 3.5-litre March Judd is your first Grand Prix car, and a tremendously successful one. When you had the clean sheet of paper in front of you to design it, what were you trying to do?
Well, basically, when you design the car, you have 3 parameters you have to fit in. You have to fit in the driver, obviously, the engine, which is the Judd engine, and fuel tank capacity of around 185 litres for this. So the first thing is to consider how small the sizes of these, and then make the car as small as we could around those 3 parameters and optimise the aerodynamics around those 3.
Now, the drivers, I understand, feel that it's rather on the too small side. What do you have to say about that?
Yeah, the drivers think we've overdone it. And I guess we'll probably have to concede a bit for next year because they have trouble at the end of the race with cramp in their legs and so on. As you can see, the tub's quite narrow and the cockpit's very small, but the problem is that the legs are probably a bit too short, so we'll stretch that out for next year.
Now, you had some bad luck in Portugal last weekend. Does this Jerez circuit suit you and the 3.5-litre March better?
I would say that's exactly the same as Estoril. Unfortunately, in Jerez, there isn't many long, quick corners, which tends to suit our car really nicely. But I think we stand as good a chance here than we did at Estoril.
0.2 of a second cover the first 3 cars on the starting grid for tomorrow's Spanish Grand Prix. They are the cars of Ayrton Senna, Alain Prost and Nigel Mansell. And there are 5 normally aspirated engine cars in the top 7 places.
Ayrton Senna, pole position for the 11th time this year, and victory today could virtually make the World Championship his. Alain Prost, first in Portugal last Sunday and very hungry for his 3rd World Championship. Nigel Mansell, a magnificent 3rd on the grid and fastest of all in practice this morning by a full second. Thierry Boutsen, 4th on the grid in his Benetton and 5 third places already this season. Alessandro Nannini, superb drives at Monza and Portugal and a possible winner today. Ivan Capelli, the sensation of Portugal, 2nd to Prost last Sunday and 6th on the grid today.